Hello and welcome to the Redstoner. This is basically how I built my map, the Redstone Trials. This is a brand new map. I just loaded it in, so this would be like if you were to just first download it and play it. This is how it would come. So I'm just gonna explain to you how I built it, the redstone behind it, what the command blocks do, the basics. If you're into map building or you want to build a map, this is how you would do it. I'll show you the command blocks I used for the certain things in my map. Like in here, for example, you had to stand in the corner to receive items. This is how I did it with these command blocks. So I guess let's just begin with the spawn and the level selection area. So first off, when you spawn, you can see you only have two choices. You either have the for YouTubers or the rules button, and you can't start the game yet because you have to read the rules before you can actually start the game. The first thing that happens once you click a button is I turn the game rule from the command block output to false. So basically, have you ever seen, I'll just show it to you. That'll be easier. Let's change the game rule, command block output to true. So, let's click this. Now, all these things here that you see, this at A, and then it says played sound, teleported, set game mode, set difficulty, title command, and all that, that's the game rule. That's the command block output. So, let me get back up here. So once you turn the command block output to false, you won't see this anymore. And as a player, once you're playing the map, that's not something you want to see. As a map maker, it's helpful. It'll tell you what's happening, or better yet, what's not happening if you want something to happen. So I just set that here as because I wanted it on when I was building the map, but when you play it, I want it off, so I just put it here. So the first thing you do once you click this button is it turns the game rule to false. And then here, these are just tell raws. These are just raw text, basically, like you see here. There is a website that I use to create this text, so basically you just enter it how you want it, and because there's a certain format that you have to use, like this here, for if you want it italicized or bold or underlined or however you want your text, and also the color. There's a specific format you have to do, and instead of memorizing the format and how to do it, I found it easier just to put it into the website and let it do it for me. So I use that website. There'll be a link in the description if you would like to use it, and that's how I use all my tell raws and titles and stuff like that. I just put it into the website. So then here's the second one. This is the rules. Once you click this, of course, this is also the game rule command block output to false. Just like that, because just in case you click this one before that one, I put for both. Then these are just the tell raws for the rules. So once you click this button, I'll click it in a second. But then these two, I have glowstone on top of them, just telling me that they're not finished, that there's nothing in there. And as you see, there are these redstone pillars on top of each building. That's just letting me know that this building is now done and it's finished, and I don't have to worry about anything inside it anymore. If there was, like, when I was still building all the levels, I still had all the command blocks that I didn't use and that I still needed to use later. I just put a glowstone pillar on top of this to let me know that this building isn't finished and there's still stuff that needs to be done up here. So these are all just tell raws. These don't really do anything other than tell you just plain old text. But this button here, this command block sets the block right here, this block. If you see, if we do FNF3, it says looking at, you can see that right here, looking at 119457 negative 124. Then if we come here, you can see 1194, 57, negative 124. So it's the same coordinates. And it says to set the block to Minecraft stone button 3, which is, the 3 is basically saying it's facing that direction. So the button will be on this side, on this block. So if I click this button here, you'll be able to see as this slowly gets powered, it will change this to a button as well as show all the rules. And so then then you get the sign and the buttons here, so you can click here. So what this does, once you click this button, it'll clear your inventory, so the sign that you get from there will disappear. It'll tell you some titles. This is the difficulty. It'll set it to peaceful, game mode to adventure for everybody. This will teleport you to in there, and then this will play a sound also in here to everybody. So if you're in here, once you get teleported, you'll get teleported to in here. It'll also play the sound, so you'll hear the sound once you're teleported in. So if I click this button, you'll see it teleports me here. It does all the stuff it said it would do. And now I'm on game mode adventure, so I can't even break blocks. So let's go back to game mode 1, and let's show you around. So then we have here, this is how I get the lamps to turn on. Once you click this button, it will power this block, which will unpower this redstone torch, which will retract this piston. This being a sticky piston, it will bring this block with it, breaking this redstone torch, which will turn this redstone torch on, and then powering the lantern. So that's how I power the lanterns once you click the button. Then, when you click the button and this torch turns off, as well as doing that whole thing, it will also turn off the power to this circuit here, turning on this torch, which will then power these 3 command blocks, which will give you a text that says level 1. It will teleport you to inside level 1, and it will also play a sound to inside level 1. Then, once you finish level 1, once you put the red sand in the right hole, it will power this circuit here, which will depower this torch, depowering this redstone, powering this torch, powering this piston, which is not a sticky piston. This is a regular piston, so it'll push this block down here. Once this block is here, level 2 will be unlocked. Right now, if you were to go in there and click level 2, nothing would happen because there's no block here to connect this part of the circuit to that part of the circuit with the command blocks. So if you were to just click that, it would basically just turn the lamp on, but it won't do anything else. So you could click the buttons for all these, but the only thing that would happen would be the lamps turn on, and you won't get teleported to the next level until you beat the previous level, basically. And I have that for each one. So that's how I do the whole level unlocking. That should be about it for this episode, for this first behind the scenes Redstone. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. If you do want to become a map maker and make more maps, I will show you basically all the more advanced things I used, like here. Once you get in the vicinity of this command block, it'll give you lava bucket, water bucket. This is the redstone behind how I did the buttons in the correct order. This is what it looks like. I'll explain that also in a later video, how it all works. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Peace.